Hello and welcome to another episode of the Fact Flashes Real Talk.
Which corporation deliberately neglects or there is a lot of corruption behind it. This time I had asked few questions which were very relevant to current situation. I had asked situations related to corona. 5 people who are actually, fighting for posts or something, but we have no lobbyism in Congress. There are many more lobbies in BJP which I think people are not showing.
On this beautiful rainy morning, I've been joined by Miss Ami Ravat. She needs no introduction. She is this pretty powerful woman of the city. And this particular conversation that I'm going to have with her this morning is on a particular issue, which makes me realize that not just, for her being a powerful woman, for her having a say in the city, she is also a corporator. And this issue is that recently a general body meeting was held in the Vadodara Municipal Corporation where ma'am had protested because she did not get a chance to speak. So ma'am, here we are. Thank you so much for joining us. Here we are on the camera. And what was it that you wanted to say? Which made you protest?
See, there are n number of things which I want to say about this city. I have worked in this city for almost 25 years as in development sector, as a planner. In fact, I have prepared master plan for all infrastructure projects for Baroda city.
Right.
So I am very much concerned, connected and well informed about this city. And when I became a municipal councillor, I wanted to put all those things into action and ensure that, the loopholes and little infrastructure neglects which were always there, they need to be prioritized.
Right.
So I had been asking questions related to those infrastructure works just in order to prioritize them. For example, Vishwamitri River, I wanted Vaho Vishwamitri project to happen.
Right.
So to get it on priority, I kept on asking awkward questions about Vishwamitri. Similarly, I know the current status of drainage system in our city. 50% of the lines are now redundant. They need to be changed on a priority basis.
Right.
Effluent treatment plants were not there. More than 40% effluent officially is discharged without being treated, and other situation of other effluent treatment plants is also very bad. So I wanted that city prioritizes on those issues, and because I got very little chance and absolutely no replies in general board, I started using a special provision which was given to municipal corporation under section 44 and started asking awkward questions in which corporation deliberately neglects or there is a lot of corruption behind it.
Right.
And because they were awkward, they always were in an awkward situation and were never replied. So every time I ask a question, I don't get reply for 6 months, 7 months. And then if I at all get reply, they are like, some vague reply which has no meaning.
Right.
So this happens every time. This time I had asked few questions which were very relevant to current situation. I had asked situations related to corona. I had asked questions related to dirty contaminated water which has been supplied to half of city for almost 18 months now. I had asked questions related to smart city. I had asked questions related, there is a lot of corruption in smart city. Basically people are being fooled under smart city project.
Right.
See, if you see the model of smart city across the country, only 3% area of Baroda is being included in smart city project. They are not going to do anything in rest of area. And even in this 3% area, they have not done roads or any other thing which will, by which you can say that this area is now smart. That selected area is area between station, Akota and all, and you can't say it as smart city, and 4.5 years have now passed. And instead of doing projects there, they are doing roads worth 70 crores on outskirts of city, and projects which they cannot easily justify in general board. Projects which are non-priority and that they don't have funds for. So instead of doing priority projects, doing critically important projects, they are siphoning money to projects which are lucrative for them, in which they get a lot of corruption or publicity.
Right.
So basically I wanted to raise issues on this, and those questions are not being replied since 6 months, and hence yesterday I had to sit on floor.
Right. Now, ma'am, you are saying that you've been asking a lot of questions
Yeah.
always.
Right.
But there's this one particular image which is there in people's, particularly in Vadodara, citizens of Vadodara, their heads, that the opposition is not kind of in with power and not being very vocal about everything that's going around. They are not bringing into light all of the problems that the city is facing. And we had a conversation about this with Mr. Prashant Patel as well. So what do you think about this discussion that's happening in the city, that the opposition is not questioning the ones in the power?
Isn't this true for all cities of Gujarat, or as a matter of fact, all cities of the country?
Right.
And this has something to do with media also. I think this perception has been created and hyped. Every councillor in opposition speaks out. Maybe they have some limitation based on their knowledge or anything, but they are all in opposition and they all speak out. But the way it has been shown in media and the way it is twisted, the way BJP wants to twist it, and that is how it has been projected.
Right.
So I think the people's perception is built by media, and TV and media is so much influential these days that reality is different. We all oppose, collectively also we oppose, individually also we oppose, but the way media represent it, I think that's a major.
Right. Now there's one more thing, because since we're talking on a very local level, with Vadodara Congress it is said that there's not as much of unity as it should be, or as much as it is there in the Bharatiya Janata Party. How true is that? Or it's not?
Again, this is a perception.
Right.
We have very few leaders left now. If you see Congress, in 25 years we are not in power, and because of that I think we don't have many leaders with us now, and we all try to keep on doing our whatever work we want to. We all keep on doing our work, but at the same time, if you see BJP, there are so many splits in BJP. There are so many lobbies in BJP. In fact, Congress has no lobby.
Right.
If you see, we are only 3-4 people, 5 people who are actually fighting for posts or something, but we have no lobbyism in Congress. There are many more lobbies in BJP which I think people are not showing, and because they are in power, I think their leaders there are not ready to speak up, and as such there is no democracy in BJP.
Right.
So leaders are afraid to come out openly and speak about their lobbyism, their internal conflicts. But since we are in politics and we know some internal things, I think there is much more clash and competition in BJP, much more groupism in BJP than in Congress in Baroda.
Right. When we talk about Vadodara at local level, and now that the by-elections and the local body elections might come up anytime.
Right.
So this time, as a party, what are going to be your points, or say key points that you will be focusing on? Will it be national issues more and more of local issues?
Since this is a municipal corporation election, I think local issues will be the main.
Because there are a lot of corporators which I came across who are focusing more on the national issues, particularly with the Bharatiya Janata Party.
With the BJP, of course, because
Right.
they all come and they get elected because of one name, and that is Mr. Modi. But if you see situation of Baroda, BJP has been in power here for 25 years, and the quality of infrastructure which Barodians get compared to other cities of Gujarat is pathetic.
Right.
We don't get clean drinking water. Forget about their promise of giving 24/7 water supply and things like that in their last corporation elections manifesto.
Right.
Since last 1.5 years, half of the city doesn't even get clean drinking water. And they were talking about 24/7 smart city. Where is that smart city?
Right.
So I think we are going to focus on local issues, and there are many issues. Corruption in housing projects. They have done nothing about Vishwamitri River. It is a gutter line now. They have not done anything about drinking water. Not a single new source of water has been created in Baroda since last 25 years. And the city has expanded almost 4 times. What about the services to new areas which have been merged with Baroda city? They have started collecting taxes there, but they are not giving them any services.
Right.
You talk about any local field. What about our solid waste management? Go and ask the mayor or commissioner, do we have a landfill site in Baroda? No. How are they disposing solid waste in Baroda city? They collect almost 1200 metric tons of waste here. But they don't have a landfill site to dispose it of scientifically. So basically they are collecting waste and dumping it again at some place.
Right.
And then they will give contracts to again handle that waste, and from one site it is now being carried over to another site. So basically Congress is going to expose them at each and every front, in drainage, in water supply, in solid waste, in housing, roads. You see the situation of roads in Baroda city. They keep on recarpeting the same roads every year. Again they are again they start some other works there, and again they are all pot ridden, and again next year they will do recarpeting here, and as a result of that the roads have risen for so many feet that plinths of houses have gone down and people get issues of waterlogging in their houses.
Right.
Even if you see flood situation in Baroda, all natural waterways have been blocked. There is lot of encroachment in Vishwamitri river, and silently BJP is not taking any action on this encroachments because the builders are close knit to them. They have a nexus with builders here, and they are not in a position to take action. And those awkward questions which I ask are related to this.
Right.
Why are they not removing wall constructed by Agora builder in Vishwamitri river? Why are they not removing encroachments near Ode Nagar, which are again done by the same builder?
Right. Ma'am, but tell me something very honestly.
Yes.
It's been for like 25 years that BJP has consistently been coming to power and Congress has not been coming to power. What do you think is the reason to it? What do you think is the reason why Congress has not been able to do it, or what do you think is the reason why BJP is consistently winning, according to you?
See, since last 25 years, particularly Baroda had always been a, what would you say, a testing ground for BJP.
Right.
And they have always manipulated Barodians as far as casteism is concerned, divide on religious basis. And initially that was in peak in Baroda city. And once Mr. Modi came, I think behind all his campaigns and everything, this was always in back of his campaign, and that was a religious divide. And because of this religious divide and the way they make board boundaries, they will ensure that minority will remain a minority in any election ward. The size of ward is so huge under BJP rule that, you know, none of the minority would be elected. So basically they have ensured that there is a religious divide in the city, and based on this, and they keep on fanning it. Every year, if you see Ganpati Mahotsav, they will have some small religious, you know, episode somewhere here or there. If you see before election, again now we have elections in 2-3 months, you will see this kind of things going on, and if you go into depth in those episodes, you will always find hand of some notorious person which has been promoted by BJP, some BJP leader.
Right.
So it has always been on religious divide, and since after Mr. Modi came, Modi's image of being Prime Minister, he was being projected as Prime Minister in 2010, so that helped BJP win elections here. In 2015 again it was, you know, first year after Modi having a clean sweep across the country, and then they've started promoting smart city project.
Right. And
look how smart we are. So basically in any pretext of smart city, making city as Shanghai, making Singapore out of Baroda, we have got all such promises, and Barodians did fell a prey into all this, and back of mind we always had that religious divide also, I think.
Right. Now give us some insights about what's up with the local parties of Baroda.
Pardon?
What's up with the local parties of Baroda?
What's up with them?
I mean, as in the local parties of Baroda that will be electing, I mean, that will be participating for these elections as well. Like we have Mr. Ire's party, or how,
see, the ward,
what is the kind of
size of ward is now so big, so huge, that small local parties is hardly going to make any difference into this election now.
Right.
If you see each ward, it is as big as a Vidhan Sabha now. So 1 or 2 independent candidates or local parties, I don't think they will be effective. It will be always against BJP and Congress 1-1. National parties would matter. I think they will hardly make any difference. Maybe Mr. Ire would make a difference in his own ward, but there too ward boundaries and other things have been changed drastically. So I don't think they are going to make much difference here. It's going to be BJP versus Congress here.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here with us.
Thank you.
So this was Miss Ami Rawat with me, and like she said that as of now, when we talk about Vadodara city in particular, According to them, there have been a lot of promises that have been made by the ruling party, but we do not really see anything of that sort being done in the city. Well, there are a lot more questions that we are going to ask, and like I said, the local body elections are just around the corner. Our focus is going to be on that too. Make sure that you stay tuned to TFF every day. Thank you.
Thank you.